All right, let's jump into this deep dive on the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, the UK version. We're going to be pulling from a review we found on TechWise Corner, pretty cool tech blog. And our mission today is to try to give you, the listener, like a really solid understanding of what this smartwatch is all about, what makes it special, and why it's been causing such a stir lately.
Yeah, it seems like with this particular model, Samsung is trying to kind of, you know, redefine what a smartwatch can even be. It's not just your typical, fitness tracker anymore. They're really trying to
Yeah.
weave technology into like your daily life,
Yeah.
but doing it in a way that's also stylish.
Yeah, that's a great point. So let's break that down a little bit, starting with the design. I mean, right off the bat, you can't miss that vibrant orange. It's a real attention grabber, but it's not all about just flashy looks, right? TechWise Corner in their review really highlighted that balance between like rugged durability and elegant sophistication. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it suggests to me that this watch is really aimed at somebody who lives a pretty active lifestyle, maybe even adventurous, but at the same time, they appreciate a really sleek design and,
Oh,
and also high quality materials. Like even though a 47 millimeter case is on the larger side, it's not bulky or cumbersome.
yeah.
And then you've got that sapphire crystal lens. You don't see that every day. That means that the watch face is incredibly scratch resistant,
Yeah.
perfect for an active lifestyle.
Right, yeah. It's like they've really thought about how people will actually use this thing out in the real world.
Absolutely.
And speaking of using it, you can't talk about this watch without mentioning that display. I mean, it is really a standout feature. Bright, high resolution, easy to read, even if you're in direct sunlight. Plus, you've got the always-on ambient display, so you can just quickly glance at the time or any notifications without having to fully wake the watch up.
And that brilliant display is especially important when you consider what this watch is packing under the hood. It's got a super powerful processor and a lot of RAM. So it can handle all those fancy features without, lagging or slowing down.
That's awesome. And that kind of leads us to the interface. Now, the TechWise Corner review, they had some good things to say about Samsung's One UI for wearables, which is their software specifically made for, smartwatches. Apparently, it's known for being really intuitive and easy to customize.
What I find particularly interesting is how they've integrated the Galaxy AI into it all. It's not just about, tracking data points. It actually learns from your habits and then gives you personalized suggestions, almost like having like a proactive health assistant right there on your wrist.
So it's not just about collecting all this data, but actually putting that data to work for you in a way that's helpful. Like just imagine your watch actually suggesting the best time for you to work out based on like your current energy levels or something like that.
That's right. And the review actually gave some really cool examples of how this works. Like imagine it giving you insights into your sleep patterns or recommending specific workouts for you or even just, reminding you to stand up and stretch every now and then.
That's pretty wild, and thinking about those who are really into fitness, the Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange seems like it could be a real game changer. It's not just a basic step counter, it's more like a dedicated fitness companion. And I know TechWise Corner was especially impressed with how the watch like breaks down your workouts and uses GPS tracking to get, super accurate distance and pace measurements. And then the way it links up with Samsung Health.
Yeah, you mentioned it has like 90 workout modes or something like that. So are we talking about like basic step counting here or does it get more in depth than that? Like does it track things like swimming or yoga or even specific weightlifting exercises?
It looks like they've really tried to cover pretty much everything. I mean, everything from running and cycling to swimming and HIT workouts, even modes for different types of strength training exercises. So you can really dial in and track your progress.
Wow, that's impressive.
And from what I've seen, it definitely seems way more comprehensive than your average fitness tracker. Like they've really thought about all the different ways people like to stay active. And then having those real-time stats, I mean, that can be a huge motivator. Helps you push yourself harder or fine-tune your form as you go. Plus, it's water resistant, so swimmers can, track their laps and all their performance metrics.
Yeah, I love that they included a recovery advisor feature too. It's not all about just pushing yourself harder and harder, suggesting optimal recovery times. I think that's a really thoughtful addition. It encourages that, the healthy balance between pushing your limits, but also giving your body the rest it needs.
I agree. And this is where things get especially interesting, I think, for someone like you who values staying connected. The Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, it also has LTE connectivity. So basically you can leave your phone at home, and still make calls, send messages, get notifications, all from your wrist.
That's a game changer, especially for those who, want to stay connected without having to be tethered to their phone all the time.
Yeah.
Think about like going for a run or traveling light or even just enjoying a little digital detox without completely disconnecting.
Right, exactly.
So how does that work exactly? Do you need like a separate data plan just for the watch?
That's a great question. And yeah, the review did mention that it integrates really smoothly with existing mobile plans. So you're not locked into some separate contract or anything. You can just add the watch to your current plan and you're good to go.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense. It seems like they've really tried to simplify things and make it easy for people to use.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, before we move on, there's something I do have to mention that's especially relevant for our listeners in the UK. The Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, it comes with a 3-year manufacturer's extended warranty.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty nice perk. It shows that Samsung is really confident in the durability and the quality of this smartwatch.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a unique selling point, especially in the UK market where people are really looking for, long-term value and reliability. Okay, so we've talked about the design, the bold look, the impressive performance, the really comprehensive health and fitness tracking, and now this freedom of LTE connectivity. It's shaping up to be quite the package.
Absolutely. But there's even more to uncover with the smartwatch. It goes beyond just fitness.
Right. We've talked about how it performs on that fitness front, but it also aims to like seamlessly integrate into your overall digital life beyond just workouts. So let's dive into that a little bit next.
Yeah, it really is interesting to think about like how the Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, how it sort of becomes this extension of your digital life. Like you said, it's not just a fitness tracker. It's really trying to connect with like the whole Galaxy ecosystem.
So you're saying it's more than just like working well with your Samsung phone? Like what does that actually look like, in day-to-day use?
Well, think about being able to control like all your smart home devices right from your wrist, or managing your calendar, without having to dig your phone out,
Yeah.
or even just getting all your phone notifications right there on the watch. The review really emphasized how it's all about providing this unified experience across all your devices.
That kind of integration is super appealing, especially if you're, already using a lot of Samsung products. But what about people who use, a bunch of different brands? Like does it work well with non-Samsung devices and apps?
That's a really good question. And it seems like they've thought about that because the review mentioned that it's compatible with a whole bunch of different third-party apps. So
Oh.
so basically you can kind of tailor the experience to fit, exactly what you need, even if you use other brands for certain things. Like let's say
Right.
you want to track your sleep
Yeah.
using a specific app or manage your finances on the go. It sounds like you can do all of that with this watch.
That's good to hear. I like that they haven't like locked people into just using Samsung stuff. And speaking of making it your own, TechWise Corner also talked about the customization
Oh
options.
yeah, absolutely. And it goes way beyond just that striking orange color. They've got like tons of different watch faces you can choose from, different straps, widgets, you name it. It's all about letting you express your personal style.
I love that. It's like a reminder that tech can be, both stylish and functional. That doesn't have to be, one or the other. But let's circle back to that AI integration for a second. I mean, it was a big focus of the review, and we touched on it a little earlier, but I think it's worth digging a bit deeper. Having AI built into a wearable like this, it really raises some interesting questions about the future of like
Yeah.
our relationship with technology and our own personal well-being.
It really does. It
Yeah.
makes you think, doesn't it? It's not just about tracking data anymore. It's about using that data to give you personalized insights and guidance, almost like you've got this tiny little health coach right there on your wrist.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think that level of personalized feedback, like, could it actually be helpful, or is it just a gimmick?
Well, imagine a future where your smartwatch doesn't just track your sleep, but it analyzes the quality of your sleep and then gives you suggestions on how to improve it based on your specific sleep patterns.
Yeah.
Or maybe it can even detect like early warning signs of health problems and encourage you to talk to your doctor.
I mean, that sounds like something straight out of like a science fiction movie.
It does, doesn't it?
But with AI technology advancing so rapidly, it feels like we're actually getting closer and closer to that becoming a reality.
I agree. It's definitely exciting, but I think it's also important to remember that things like data privacy and security, they're going to be super crucial. We need to make sure that these devices are being used responsibly and that people understand, what's happening with their data.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a balance, isn't it, between harnessing the power of AI for good, but also, making sure we're protecting people's rights. And I think that's a conversation that we need to keep having as this technology keeps developing. What else stands out to you about this whole integration of AI and health?
Well, it makes me wonder how AI might change, like how motivated we are to actually achieve our fitness goals. Like, will having a virtual coach on our wrist push us to be more active? Or will we just become, too reliant on it and not really take initiative ourselves?
That's a fascinating question. It's like we need to find that balance between, embracing the convenience and the insights that AI can offer, but also, still developing our own intuition and self-discipline.
Exactly. It's about using these tools to empower ourselves to make healthier choices, not just handing over all the control. It's about finding that sweet spot where technology is helping us, not replacing our own efforts. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. It's about, using technology to help us understand ourselves and our health better, not becoming dependent on it. And I know the review touched on, how important personalization and customization are to finding what works best for you.
And that's what's so cool about this whole field, right? It's constantly changing. As AI gets more and more advanced, and as we learn more and more about human behavior and health, who knows what kind of crazy innovations we'll see in wearable technology in the future.
Yeah, it's like we're on the cusp of this whole new era of health and wellness, and it's really exciting to think about how technology is going to shape that. But I think for now, let's not forget about some of those more immediate benefits, like that LTE connectivity. That's something that really caught my eye in the review.
It is, isn't it? Being able to leave your phone behind
Yeah.
and still be connected, that's pretty game changing.
So that LTE connectivity, we haven't really dived into that too much yet. What makes it such a standout feature for you?
Well, TechWise Corner put it really well. They said it's like a way to embrace this more minimalist approach to technology,
Yeah.
without losing that connection to the world. Imagine this. You're out on the trails, you're going for a run, you've left your phone at home, but you can still answer calls if you need to, you can get messages, you can even stream music all from your wrist.
It really is like having the best of both worlds. You're not, weighed down by all this tech, but you're not totally off the grid either. I can definitely see the appeal for people who are, constantly on the go or just prefer to travel a little lighter tech-wise.
And it's not just, convenience.
Yeah.
There's also that safety aspect too. Like think about somebody who's, hiking alone or maybe going for a run in a more remote area. Being able to make a call in an emergency, I mean, that could be really important.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. It's like an added layer of security and peace of mind. Did the review mention anything about like how you actually set up the LTE connection on the watch?
Yeah, they did, and it sounds pretty simple. Like it integrates with your existing mobile plan. You don't need a separate contract or anything like that. You add the watch to your current plan, and that's it.
Nice. So they've made it pretty user friendly. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about the design, that really bold, eye-catching look, the impressive performance, the really comprehensive health and fitness tracking, the way it integrates with your whole digital life, and now this whole freedom of LTE connectivity. It's a pretty impressive package overall, wouldn't you
And
say?
I would agree. It really seems like Samsung has managed to blend style and functionality and innovation in a way that you just don't see in a lot of other smartwatches.
I think what stands out to me the most is just how much emphasis they've put on personalization and the overall user experience. Like from all the different ways you can customize the look of the watch to the intuitive interface to the AI assistant that learns your habits. It feels like they've really considered like every little detail of how somebody might actually use and interact with this device.
It's taking a gadget and making it something more. It's that feeling of seamless integration, that sense that it's not just a piece of technology, but it's a companion. It's something that can actually enhance your life in a really meaningful way.
I like that. That's a good way to put it. And I think that really aligns with what TechWise Corner concluded in their review. They said that Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, it's not just another update. It's a huge step forward for smartwatches.
Yeah, if you're looking for a wearable that really pushes the boundaries, but is also stylish and easy to use, this is definitely one to check out.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive on the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra Orange, the UK version. We hope this has given you a good sense of what makes this smartwatch so special and why it's been creating so much buzz.
And remember, this was just a starting point. We always encourage you to go and check out the full TechWise Corner review if you want to get the full picture.
And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll be rocking that vibrant orange on your wrist very soon. Thanks for joining us.